So to start our snowman with the pattern here on Red Heart, which is our Amigurumi Snowman Ornament. This pattern is LW5312. You will need 3 separate colors, of course, if you choose to use that many. I'm just going to use white. I've got a little bit of orange and I've got a blue, so I will choose which color goes where with the hat and the pom-pom on the end of the hat. You will need a stitch marker. I've got 2. I'll decide at which point, at the point that I get to where I'm working in continuous rounds, which one I prefer to use. We'll see. You'll need a yarn needle because you will have to have some black thread. It shows orange for the nose. I'm just going to use black for all of it, so you'll need it for the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So this will be worked in continual rounds. You will also need to have some polyfill, so make sure that you have that available as well. So this being what I like to call, anytime starting the 1st of October all the way to the end of December is my holiday season. So I like to start my tutorials for the holiday season pretty early. So anyway, this is a holiday decoration, and you can make several of them. You can make them in different sizes. So your special stitch is, of course, going to be your single crochet 2 together, and again, it is worked in continual rounds. And for the hat, you will need to turn your rows in order to maintain the actual design for the hat. Okay, so now what you're going to do is we're going to start with the actual head. So you want to start with the color of the snowman. So I'm going to start with my white color. Okay, so let me get my camera squared away here for a second. There we go. Make sure you can see. So what you want to do is you're going to start at the top. So you want to then start with chaining 2. Okay. Now we're going to work in rounds, of course. So you want to work 6 single crochet into that second chain. So we'll start working the first one. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I don't think I mentioned 3.7 millimeter hook, but I am using a 4 millimeter here. And just the standard Red Heart yarn. Okay, so now that we're working in rounds, what you're going to do is you're not going to join here, so pull your tail. We don't want any holes here. For working round 2, you're going to work 2 single crochet in each. So let's go right directly into that first stitch, and I'll come down a little bit so make sure you can see. Go right into that first stitch now, and we'll work the first of the 2. Okay, and then I'm not going to use that one. What I'll do is put my marker into that first stitch. So each stitch is going to have 2 because we're going to have to increase to make the snowman grow. So there's 2 in that stitch. So we're working 2 stitches in each. So that's going to increase our stitch count from 6 to 12. Okay. So just put 2 in each. So that's 10. That's 11, and now that's 12. Okay, you could take your marker out. So that's round 2. Round 3, you want to simply go into the next stitch and single crochet. And this is standard increasing for hats, for any kind of round amigurumi, circular work, things like that. This is kind of standard, so pretty much standard. So this is a single crochet in the first one, and 2 in the next one. 1 in the next, 2 in the next. And that's what you'll work all the way around. So 1, then 2. 1, then 2. 1, then 2. 1, and 2 should be in your last stitch. Okay, pull your marker out, and you should have 18 at the end of that row. Row 4, you want to single crochet in the next 2. So let's put the first one in, and then put your marker back in. Now do that second stitch in the next stitch. And now you will put 2 stitches in the next one. Okay. Now you will work a single, and 2 singles in the next, which is your increase. Okay, 1, 1, and 2. One, 2. 1, and 2. Last set, 1, and 2. Okay, take your stitch marker out now, and you want to make sure to have 24 on this round. Now for round 5, just single crochet. Okay, and then we'll meet up for round 6. Okay, so round 6, you're going to single crochet into the next 3. So let's do our first one. So there's 1, and put our marker back. Okay, and let's do the next 2, so that'll give us our 3. So you've got our first 3 there. Now you're going to increase in the next one, so put 2. Okay, so we will then repeat that. Single crochet in the next 3, so 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase, and last set, 1, 2, 3, increase in the last stitch. Okay, so that is going to be the last round of increase. That should give you a total of 30 stitches. Now for rounds 7 through 11, you are just going to work single crochet rounds. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And you can go ahead and turn this if you want. It's just going to do it anyway eventually. So go ahead and work your next. And remember, don't join them. Just keep moving your stitch marker up. So you'll put your first single crochet here. Put your marker back. And just keep going around in a single crochet. Okay, so if you need to write it down or use a stitch marker counter, row counter, you can. This is row 7. And then you'll count rows all the way up to row 11. Okay, and once you get to the end of row 11, I'll rejoin you and we will move to row 12. Okay, so we have gone all the way around, repeating row 5. So now we're on row 12. So we're going to work in single crochet 2 together to close up our gaps. So you will need to start putting in your stuffing with this row. So let's single crochet in the next 2 stitches, single crochet 2 together. So we'll go into the next stitch and pull up, and in the next stitch and pull up. Okay, go ahead and put your stitch marker right in there. Okay, and you'll work that process around. So you'll single crochet 2 together in the next 2 stitches, and just do that all the way around. basically what that's going to do is it's going to draw it up fairly quickly. And make sure that you tug your tail like I'm doing here, pulling it tight so you don't have these gaps that work in the single crochet two together leaves behind it. That way your stuffing doesn't bother to try to come out. Okay, so you will have a total of 15 of these. So basically we had an explanation here. We had 30 single crochet to end with, and if we cut our single crochet in half by decreasing in each stitch, that leaves us 15 stitches when we're done here. Just a little bit of math, which I have never been good at, but luckily I can understand what I need to for crochet. How's that? Alright, so there's that one, and let's do this last one. Okay, so now take your marker out. So you see that closed it up fairly quickly there. And now what you want to do is work row 5 once more. So basically you're just going to single crochet around, and that's going to help close it a little bit tighter. So single crochet in the next stitch, put that marker in, and again on this row make sure to pull or tug that tail a little bit as you go. That'll help close up that little bit of gappiness we got going on there. And yes, I don't always use the appropriate terms because I like to play on words a lot and have fun with that. So gappiness would be my word today. Okay, so just 15 single crochet is what we will end up with, and that will make it close up a bit more at the top. And keep in mind, this is the head. Very nicely rounded. And his head is supposed to be bigger than his body, so do not be alarmed. In Amigurumi, a lot of times that happens. Alright, so now what you want to do is we're just going to slip into that next stitch here. And we will finish this off, and you want to leave a tail because we will be using that tail to our benefit. Now if you want to go ahead and start putting in some polyfill here, we can go ahead and start doing that. And again, the body will be worked separately here. So just stuff it, and you can form it as you go. So I will set that aside now, and I will work up that here in just a bit. Okay, so now what you want to do is we want to start working. We'll do the facial features here in just a few minutes. What we want to do is start with the arm. Okay, so you'll take your same yarn, and you're going to make 2 of these, of course. You want to chain up 2, and you're going to work same as round 1 of the head, okay? So you'll put 6 single crochet here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now again we'll use our marker. So what you want to do here is you're going to work round 2, but you're going to work it as row 3 of the head, okay? So go back up to row 3 of your head, and what you want to do here is single crochet in the next stitch, put that marker in, okay? And now what you want to do is 2 single crochet into the next stitch, okay, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 in the next, and 2 in the next. Okay. Take your marker out. Make sure that that hole is plugged up there real good. And now what you want to do for rows 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're going to repeat round 5 of the head. And go ahead and turn that inside out like that, because you're going to have to do that anyway. So now for the next 4 rows, so 3, 4, 5, and 6, you want to repeat row 5 of your head. So you're just going to work single crochet rounds, okay? So basically, here's the easy way that I usually do this when you're working in such a small round. So you're going to work 4 rows, right? And here you only have 8 stitches. So if you don't want to use your stitch marker and move it up every time, you're going to work 4 rows that consists of 8 stitches. So 4 times 8, 32. Just work 32 stitches and you'll be done. Okay? So just do that. Once you have that completed, you are done with this. Arm, it says do not stuff the arm, but make 2 and leave a long tail. So go ahead and make 2 of these. I'll make my 2 and I will rejoin you. Okay, so let's start making our body now. So go ahead and take back your white color. And we're going to just start off making a chain 2. Alright, and then what you're going to do is work rounds 1 and 2 identical to what the head was worked. Okay, so basically for round 1, you're going to work 6 single crochet into that first stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 6. Okay, so now you'll do round 2 as well, and of course continue with your marker if you need to. So you're going to simply work 2 single crochet in each stitch around. So that'll give you 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so then now what you're going to do is for round 3, you're going to end up with a total of 15. So what you want to do is single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, so let's put our first one in. So 1, go ahead and put your marker in there if you want. 2, and now 3. Okay, and now you want to put 2 single crochet in the next. So that's going to be your increase stitch. Now work 3 singles in a row. 1, 2, and 3. And then 2 stitches in the next. Okay, and work that again. So 1, 2, and 3. And that should bring you to your last stitch. Put 2 stitches in there. Now you should be back to your marker with 15 stitches. And now simply for rounds 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, you're going to work them identical to row 5 of the head, which basically you're just going to single crochet around. So turn your piece and go ahead and put your first stitch in. That way you can monitor your stitches, and all you're just going to do is continue to work your 15 stitches all the way around. And of course this is row 4, and you'll do this until all the way through row 8. Okay, so just single crochet around and work single crochet rows all the way through row 8. And then I will meet you back at the end of row 8. Okay, so now I've completed row 8, and now for row 9 you want to single crochet into the next 3 So we'll put our first one in and put our marker in. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then what you want to do is single crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches. Okay, now you'll repeat that around, so single crochet in the next 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then single crochet 2 together. Single crochet 3 in a row, 1, 2, and 3. Then your last 2 stitches, you'll work those 2 together. Okay, that should give you 12. Now row 10, you're just going to work a single crochet row. Alright, and then you are going to go ahead and put your stuffing in the body. And you can do it a little bit at a time, or just add a little bit right now, and then you can do your next final stuffing once you do this last row. So now you should have 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and now 12. Okay, and if you want more stuffing, you can add that now. I don't want to make him too fluffy. Okay, and now for round 11, you're going to work this as same as round 12 of the head. So you're just going to single crochet 2 around all the way around. Okay, so you're just going to work 1, here's your second, single crochet 2 together, so you want 6 total, 3, 4, 5, and now your last one should be 6. Okay, and now if you need to stuff just a little bit more, you can probably do that before you close it up. And now what you're just going to simply do is we're going to fasten off here, and we're just going to leave a tail because we do have to assemble it, but you want to pull that through and knot that up just like that. So you now have the body. Okay, so take your second color now, and we're going to start working the hat. So we're going to do the ribbing part of the hat, which is going to be just your overall hat. And your third color will be for the pom-pom of the hat. So what you want to do is chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You want to single crochet into the second from the hook, and then do that as well in the remaining stitches. So you will have actually 4 stitches here. Now for rows 2 through 30, all you're going to do is you're going to turn and you're going to chain up 1, and then you're going to work into the back loops, just single crocheting, just like you do with an adult hat. You're just going to be making that ribbon now. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so then you'll turn, chain 1, working in the back loops again. So you want to do this until you are at row 30. Okay, Just make sure you're working in the back loops, that way it has the ribbing look to it. Okay, so I am on row 4. Once I get to row 30, we will meet right back up. Okay, so once you get all your 30 rows of the ribbon done, what we're going to do now is work our way across the top edge, and you're going to simply do a chain 1. And now at the end of each row, because we have 30 rows, you're going to just place a single crochet at the end of each row. So it shouldn't be too hard to do that because you've got 30 rows. So 1, and you'll just have to find the good placement for it. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Just space them evenly. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and make sure you get it into that end one as well, and then you'll have 30. Okay? And so this is the start of the crown. And now what you're going to do here, and that's the first row of the crown. So you want to turn now for your second row. You want to chain up 1 and single crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet 2 together. And you're going to work that across. So single crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet 2 together. 1, 2, 3, single crochet 2 together. 1, 2, 3, single crochet 2 together here. 1, 2, 3, single crochet 2 together, and then 1, 2, 3, and then the last 2 will be together. And what that's going to do is start gathering the crown up to make it smaller as we go up. So round 3, you want to chain up 1, and you're just going to single crochet across. Okay, so just single crochet across, and I'll meet you back for row 4. Okay, so now let's do row 4. So we want to turn, and we are going to chain up 1, and we want to single crochet into the first stitch and in the next stitch, and then work our single crochet 2 together. So that's what we're going to do this row. So you'll single crochet in the next 2 and then work your decrease stitch. 2 single crochet and then your decrease stitch. 2 singles and then a decrease. Okay, so the last one should be your decrease stitch. Okay. So row 5, we want to turn and chain up 1, and you're just going to single crochet into that same stitch. And then what you want to do is 2 together in the next 2. So it's single crochet in the next, and then your decrease stitch. And you'll work that all the way across. So 1 single crochet, and then your decrease. Single crochet, and then decrease. And then your last set, making sure that your decrease stitch is your last. Okay? And you see how small now it's gotten, and it's going to make it easy for us to fold to make the hat. Now your last row here is row 6, so we are just going to simply chain up 1, and now we're working decreases all the way across. So single crochet 2 together, and work that all the way across. No single crochets working in individual stitches at all on this row. Okay. And you will end up with 6 stitches. Okay. So yep, it's bunched up, it's supposed to be, and that's good. So now what you want to do is finish off with a tail and pull that through. Okay, so now what we want to do is start our assembling. You want to start with one of the arms, and what you're going to do is get out your needle here, and you're just going to start threading back and forth into your stitches here, because we do want to close those up a bit. That way we can go ahead and get those on the body. And all I did was just weave them in and out of the stitches. So then once you've gotten that done, you want to take the actual body, okay, right where you had that closed up, and then you're just going to sew that onto the body. Okay, and you only have to do this in just a matter of a couple stitches. It shouldn't take but just a couple. Go back and forth however you see fit to do it, and you can put the arms in any direction that you want to put them. Just make sure to get them on there. If you want to leave them dangling a little bit, don't put so many stitches in there. If you want to angle it, that's fine. But so far I think this will be my 4th stitch, and this will be my final one. Okay, then you loop that through. Thread it through the body and lose the yarn up real good, and let that go. Okay, you want to do the same for the second arm. Okay, get your needle threaded. And then you're just going to zigzag in and out of the tops of the stitches. And I found that's the simplest way to close up a hole on these little projects. So it just takes, like you've seen me do, I only did 2. Okay, and now you're just going to go ahead and put this on the same way. Just make sure that they're directly opposite of each other. And you only want to go through the very top stitches. Okay, now I'm just going to knot that up. So that's both of the arms. Thread it through the body. And cut that off there. Okay. And now you can assemble your head, because all you're just going to do is weave the stitches in and out here as well. And yes, there are more wide stitches here than on the body, but if you want to go around and close those up, you can do that. If you want to go about every other stitch and close those up a bit, which I will do that. Close it up just a little bit so it fits a little bit easier while we're stitching. And this is not an alteration to the pattern itself. This is just a personal technique. Okay, so once I've closed that hole up a bit, then it's just going to go on there a lot easier. Okay, so what you want to do then is just start assembling the head. Okay, so once you get it started, just assemble it, go all the way around, and I'll meet you back up once I get the head here. Okay, so once I got the head on, all you're going to do now is you want to take the little hat, and you are just going to assemble this. So to do that, you're just going to fold the pieces over, and then you want to do your seaming. Okay, so if you don't close the little tiny hole up all the way at the top, that's not a big deal. Your little pom-pom's going to go up there. So what you just do is hold them together, hold your two sides together, and you're just going to stitch those shut. Just go all the way down. Just try to keep those as even as you can. About 8-10 stitches is really all you're going to have to do. Just like that. And then your little hat is put together. So now let's take our next color, and we're just going to make a simple pom-pom. So I'm going to leave a longer strand, and I'm just going to tie it around my 2 fingers, just spacing those apart just a little bit, and just wrap it a couple times. Okay, finish that off, lay that down, and then take your yarn that you're going to tie it with and lay it right in the center. Best you can for it to be a little bitty pom-pom. Tie it a couple times. Then you're just going to snip through it. Okay, and if you want to straighten up your edges or leave it, that's totally optional. Just going to carve mine down just a hair. Very simple. Okay, so now what you want to do is get your little hat back, and if you need to take your hook to do so, put it right inside the center and pull one strand through, and then go right beside that same hole that you've got the first strand in and pull the second strand through. And all you have to do is tie that. Okay. And you don't have to worry about tucking this in because it's going to be on the head. We're going to sew that on. Okay, so you've got your little pom-pom. And now what we're just going to do is you're going to sew this on. Make sure you push it back off of his face a little bit. And you're just going to weave in and out. And put the little hat on his head. And I've done the facial features for several items before. So you just take your thread and make the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Very simple procedure. I'm not going to do that on him. I'll do that off camera, but it's just very simple to do. You can make your own face however you choose to do it. If you're not an embroiderer, that is, just like myself, I just go with it and just wing it when it comes to putting on little faces. So you just keep going and working the hat. And I'm just spacing them out, making sure that I get a good amount of the hat and the head together. And once you get back around, just simply make that a knot. Okay, and lose your yarn like you did before. Tuck it in the body. Okay, and then he has his little hat on his head. Okay, and that is something very simple to do. And then you can just hang him. Just put, if you want to hang him with yarn, just thread yourself yarn through here to the other side and tie it in a knot and hang him. Other than that, all you have to do is just put his eyeballs and mouth on and his little nose, and you are set to go. But this is just such a cute and fun little project to do. But there are a couple others. I think there is also a Santa Claus that's made just like this. But this is a pretty good little size fella. He's not super tiny. Without the pom-pom on him, he's about 6 inches tall, so he's a decent size. But I did use a 4mm hook. So this is the size you will get if you use a 4mm. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to just add your little face on. And until next time, happy hooking!